All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go and watch a video. There was another attempt on Mr. Trump's life, supposedly. This guy is talking crazy stuff that the Secret Service and the military or government or something. I don't know. Let's check out what Mr. JLR is reporting. I posted his video in my chat. So let's check this out. New information out.
Kid, that wackadoodle. We've been sharing all these wackadoodles that have been making threats on social media, including people that have been jumping over the fence or jumping over the walls at Mar-a-Lago. These are crazies, folks. These are crazies. So we'll talk about him in a second. I'm going to share you some of his crazy posts and who he is. But let's go back to the incident that happened last night. Lack of information, though there was a brief police statement about the situation that occurred outside the White House. So what do we got? We got Secret Service shoots armed man in confrontation near the White House. It's right next to the White House. Washington police had reported a self-harm situation. You know, the self-harm, we don't like to say that word because of censorship. Self-harm, it starts with S. It starts with S. You know that word. A self-harming individual possibly traveling to D.C. from Indiana. A self-harming man traveling to D.C. from Indiana. So whoever this person is coming from Indiana. What is up with these Indiana people? What is up with Indiana? We've been talking about that school shooter girl from Indiana. There's crazy things coming.
I told you that it's gone nuts in Indiana. What, does it shock me? No, it doesn't shock me. I wouldn't doubt it if they're doing it to try and cover up maybe what's going on with this whole thing. Who knows?
Out of Indiana, I don't know what it is. I don't know. It must be in the corn there, or what it must be in the fields and crops. I don't know what they're eating there in Indiana. But why are these crazies coming from Indiana lately? The suspect has been taken to the hospital, and his condition is unknown. His condition is unknown. So what we know, it was a male. It was not a female that did this. The Secret Service shot an adult male near the White House in Washington, D.C., shortly after midnight last night. After an armed confrontation with law enforcement, the encounter happened at 17th Street and F Streets. On Saturday, local police had reported a self-harming individual possibly traveling to D.C. from Indiana. So they knew about this ahead of time. That's the thing about the situation, folks. They knew about this guy ahead of time. And they actually, the way I'm reading it is, authorities out in Indiana tipped off Washington, D.C. authorities about this guy, that some dude is traveling. And that's good. It's cooperation between law enforcement's collaboration and everything like that. You notice lately.
I agree. They contacted Secret Service, FBI, and everything, the police. Yeah, I agree with JLR. It's nuts out here. A lot of people are going, what the heck is going on? Is it in the water? Is it in the, what are they doing? Magic, whatever. So the guy comes from Indiana on his way to kill Trump, and the government, the sheriff's department contacts Secret Service and lets them know the guy's traveling all the time. He's on the road, Yeah, it makes, that's the way it's supposed to work out, right? You contact the authorities, the police, and then the police take over and do their job and contact the people they need to contact, right?
A lot of times with these incidents that happen, with these threats, including school shootings and things like that, it seems like the FBI is really getting these people and stopping these people, or at least warning that things are happening before they actually happen. Very good thing. Very good thing. So they
And this is another thing I agree with JLR is the FBI have been doing their job, and I think it getting rid of all these FBI agents eventually is going to hurt us. We will feel the effects of downsizing these agencies where they really should be up and are really underpowered. When it comes to FBI, CIA, Homeland, I mean, can you ever have enough? Especially when mainly your main uh, assaults or things that are happening are from Utah. Excuse me. Excuse me. I couldn't get to the mute. I sneezed. My apologies. So, from what the federal government is saying, that there's more. Good morning, Miss Debbie Fox. I'm sorry I sneezed. The Lord's Day. Oh, thank you, Miss Fox. God bless you. So, do I think these agencies should be touched? Not really. Actually, I think they need probably more people or newer technology to help. But when you have the federal government telling us that we got a problem on social media uh, with, they're like terrorist cells. They're like cells, they're saying. You know, you might have somebody with 30, 40,000, 5,000 people, whatever, but they're all friends or they're all part of something, right? A group or a club or a cult or whatever it may be, a terrorist cell, whatever. So yeah, I think we will feel the effects if we start laying off all these people or getting rid of them, right? But I don't know. Let's continue to listen. I mean, this is just my opinion, my scenario or theory.
informed local police from Indiana informed D.C. authorities that a man was traveling from Indiana to Washington, D.C. to do harm. Secret Service personnel later located the individual, his vehicle, and spotted a person on foot, armed, who matched the description. An armed man who matched the description. As officers approached, the individual brandished a weapon. He brandished a weapon. He brandished a weapon, a firearm. Unclear what type of firearm. And an armed confrontation ensued, during which shots were fired by Secret Service. According to Anthony, what is his last name? I can't even say it. Guglielmi. He is like the spokesperson for the Secret Service on Twitter. He actually has a lot of great information on Twitter. I'll show you his Twitter account very, very shortly. But come on in, folks. I did not expect this to happen, but knowing this climate, these things, crazy things happen. So not much more information. That's what the news is reporting. NBC News is reporting that an armed man was shot. Now, Secret Service put out a statement about the situation. A statement has been put out. And here is the statement by Secret Service officials. March 9th. And it says, again, same thing I pretty much read on Sunday, March 9th. An adult male was shot by Secret Service personnel following an armed confrontation with law enforcement in Washington, D.C. Early on Saturday, local police shared information about a self-harming individual who may be traveling to Washington from Indiana. Around midnight, members of the Secret Service encountered that individual. So the individual was straight up. Police knew this individual was going to Washington, D.C. So Secret Service is, patrolling the area, looking around, trying to find out what's going on. And boom, they find the guy's car. And then the guy's walking and he's armed. And then they get into it with them. And then
I have to say, great job. They did a great job. And yeah, Mr. JLR, I've been telling folks there's a problem in not only Indiana, in the United States. It's a severe problem. Uh, yeah, I mean it's the land of the church belt, cults and all kinds of stuff and clubs. And, some of these people are saying it's a haven for the devil, right? Now, is it a coincidence these kids are showing up in Indiana? Probably not. Is it a coincidence these people keep sending people and they keep tracking it from Indiana and surrounding areas? Probably not. I was, that whole thing went bad with Mike and Mr. Trump. Um, yeah, I mean, it might be something like that. Now this guy is talking. Once they picked him up, he's talking something about the government, the military taking out Trump, but I don't see that happening. I don't know. Let's continue. Let's go a little bit further into this.
Crazy. So let's get the video out. Let's listen to what now this one's crazy. This guy definitely they need to keep an eye out on him. And he's from Palm Beach, which again, Big Mama's House of Sweets. That guy that owned the bakery right by Mar-a-Lago that we featured him. The guy that we just featured the other day that was threatening to drive to do harm to Trump and shoot missiles off. These West Palm Beach crazies out there. I don't know what's in the water there. Maybe it's in the Gulf of America. Maybe it's in the Atlantic. Look at this guy right here.
The Secret Service has shown up at my house, and now this is going to be some real goddamn intimidation.
Okay.
Now we're going to get a real record of the Trump intimidation. What's going on? I'm fine. I am. Okay. About what?
We saw some threats on Facebook,
Threats?
TikTok.
On TikTok.
So someone reported that there was a threatening statement made towards POTUS.
Did you see the threatening statement made by me to POTUS? There was no statement made. Who is the accuser? I made no such statement, and there is no statement online anywhere. And this is an intimidation tactic, and you can get out of here. I'm not talking to you now. There's no threat online. It's bullshit.
Thank you.
He sounds like a nice guy, right? See what I'm saying, folks? There are crazy stuff. He's like, who made the threat? I didn't make a threat. This is intimidation, whatever. No, you made a threat, dude. And Secret Service is doing their job like they should and start rounding up these wackadoodles or at least paying them a visit to do assessment.
There you go. Right, another one. So, folks, if you're joking around, then say you're joking around when you say stuff like that. Or if you're doing skits or whatever. I mean, it is the freedom of speech, but if you're not making a movie or anything, you're probably being watched. Or if you're not a movie channel or, you don't explain to these people that, hey, this is acting, it's a movie channel, it's not really happening. Then you probably are being watched by these people. And some of these people, are like, well, what do we do? What do we, I don't know, apologize and let them know that you're just joking. Because people will take it seriously. I mean, I'm 100% agree. And we all need to tone it down. We watch these channels. We want to be something. We want to be counted as one. We say we do stupid things. I mean, I say and do stupid stuff on YouTube, but I'm baby crap compared to some of the stuff we are seeing. And I'm not even talking about the drama. I'm talking about real life stuff that these people are doing on the internet is unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, geez, Well, yeah, thank God we got them, right? The Indiana's, the Indiana Police Department, I'm going to be honest, there's bad and good in everything. But most of them have been listening. Most of them have. I mean, Indiana was the only state, I think, or there was one other state that pulled Kohlberger over when he came through here. They pulled him over like 3 times before he got through this state. So they're doing their jobs. And I know they're very pissed in the Delphi case down south in Indiana. The police know it's bigger than what they just probably don't have enough. Unless they put them in a big link of a RICO act and a pedo ring involved with drugs, sex, prostitution, yada yada yada, right? And a lot of these people are coming from Indiana, and it's coming from our own country. I mean, I could, everyone's, they're coming from overseas. No, are you kidding me? No, we're pretty much making peace with all the countries. This is what a lot of the government, federal agents, and police departments were saying. It's here. It's not. It's been here. I don't know how to explain it to you folks, but let's listen more to this. Folks, I put Mr. JLR's channel in my chat in this description. Make sure you check out his channel. He's always on top of reporting this stuff. Him and Cinema Shogun, they're always on top of all this stuff. All right, let's keep going.
Checks on these crazies. That guy, I guess his name was Myers. It was hard to see. I should look him up and try to find him and try to see what he's actually posted. He probably took it all down. Here's another one. We're featuring the crazies, and then we're going to get into Abe Lincoln, the crazy guy. This one here. Here's another one. Here's another one, folks. Here are other ones. They're crazy. They're all coming out of the woodwork. And people are posting these on Twitter in the last day. What is up with all these crazy leftists cheering on the, harm of Donald Trump? I feel like Secret Service has a lot of arrests to make. Take these foul degenerates away. And now we have another one. All right, so let's listen to what she has to say. Do you think this is a threat? We're discussing the crazies around the country, folks. Come on in, JLR Investigates, as we investigate the crazies out there. Here we go.
And I just want to say, with the uprising of supporters that were there for Luigi when he did that, right? That said a lot, right? The people are on the breaking point, right? How do we do this is my question. Because these people have a right to be mad because they feel like they're being used and we're just cattle. And then you have the other half that are saying, well, we might be, but that didn't give Luigi the right to do what Luigi did, although he spoke for millions, possibly. Who knows?